Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thought I'd get back to you again. This is Michael, coming back to you with my installment for today. Had a good day already. I get up in the morning. First thing I do is I go to the gym. I get up around about 4:20. Uh, I hit the snooze alarm once because I think that's my right, just to warn my body it's about to happen. I'm normally already up anyway. I don't sleep the worst, but I don't sleep the best. I go to bed around 8:30, 9 o'clock. I'm just done with the day, get my hours in. I wake up, I read, I go over whatever I need to get my head right, and I get into my day. And so I got to the gym. Uh, I'm like one of the first people there. I like that. I like grabbing my parking space. I'm a person of consistency. I like doing the same thing the same way every day. So yesterday's video that I shot, by the shipyard was a little bit different, but it was a good experience. It doesn't hurt to mix things up. Um, I like the things that I'm doing. I'm going to say this because I think there's a certain amount of pride that we should have in ourselves. It's taken me a long time to find the pride in myself. We grow up in this world being different, and it feels weird being different because everybody else looks like they're having so much fun being whoever they are. So you're just trying to figure out how to be like what they look like they are. You're just trying to fit in, buy the right shoes. You're trying to fit in and have the right conversation. You're trying to watch the right show. You're trying to eat the right foods. You're trying to go to the right shows. You're trying to do everything that you feel like everybody else is doing because everybody else looks like they're having a good time. And little do we know that there's the few people who are really comfortable in their own skin and doing what they want. And then everybody else is just uncomfortable because they're trying to figure out how to feel that way. And it's not until certain points through our lives do we figure that out. And right now, I'm at a point in my life where I figured it out. I figured out that I don't have to like what other people like. I don't have to feel what other people feel. I get to view things my way, uh, and it's okay. And if people don't like it, fine. And what I really feel is like with the advancement of technology and things like YouTube, all the social media has helped groups of people find out who they are and to find out other people who are just like them. So that's why right now I don't care if I'm not getting any views. I don't care. This is the beginning of it. I'm just trying to find my crowd. There's other people who feel like me. That's the one thing about being an individual. You're an individual until you're a group. You're a group until you're a community. You're a community until you're a movement. You're a movement until you're a realization that it exists and it's real and it's okay. And that's a part of what I am right now. I have a lot of big things coming in the future. I know I keep saying this, but it's just exciting for me to think about and talk about it. And it's exciting for me to have a purpose. You know, I don't know if any of you feel like this, but you go through life just wondering, why am I getting up to do the same thing over and over and over again? And it seems like the same results, just a whole bunch of nothing got accomplished. And even the small things that are accomplished, what's the big point of it? But I think now I'm past that point. It's like now I'm waking up realizing that, hey, today I get to mark this off my to-do list. Today I get to do this. Today I see the results from all the things that I've done in the past. Today I get to look in the mirror and I actually like the person I'm seeing. Today I see, if I keep on making progress, I'm going to see what I want to see. If I do all these things, I think life is so much of a process that we forget that we're living life in that process. And that process is just building onto something and seeing results. I come from North Carolina, South Carolina area. And like I said, I live in Massachusetts now. Whenever I go into the city of Boston, uh, it's amazing to go. And before you get into the tunnel, you're looking at the whole landscape of the city. And if you go into the city, you can go by Boston Harbor. You can go where the Boston Tea Party was held. And behind that and everything, you see this massive, massive city. And what it makes me think about is when America was first discovered or being built upon by, the English, could they have imagined what it is today? And the bigger picture behind that is like for the first time, I had a long time in life where it just seems so pointless. It seems so very pointless. Like, golly, what is this for? And the first time that I really realized that I appreciated life more was whenever I was walking into the, or when I was driving into the city, because there's no way you're walking to the city of Boston from where I live at. When I was driving into the city, I was like, man, I wonder what it's going to be like 400 years from now. And wanting to actually see that and knowing that I won't be able to see that. You know, with technology and how everything's moving today, everything is moving so fast. And so advancements are being made every day that are just magnificent. I even think about, man, what if the settlers, were to come back in a time machine, some Marty McFly stuff, and they were able to come and see how kids don't have to pedal bicycles. We're just walking around on scooters. Horses, where are they at? As far as mail, we have email. The stuff that a lot of us may take for granted now. People used to have to give a letter to a guy on a horseback with a satchel, and he would have to ride through the country. Can you imagine that? You write a letter, and it takes months for somebody to get some information. You done died. You done died. The situation that's passed, or whatever. Golly, can you imagine that? I don't read my emails, for the most part. If it is not something I'm expecting, it's not business, I don't have to look at my emails. These people were loving to get a letter. They probably saved that thing forever and ever. And now we just take it all for granted. And I think it's because we can. It's kind of horrible, but I think that that's what life has gotten to. But I think that's in the way of progress. And I guess that's kind of the point of this thing. We're making progress every day. And if we're liking what we're becoming, then keep progressing. Keep on thinking about what you can be and what your purpose is. That was a lot of what I was talking about yesterday. What do you believe in that you want to consistently see grow in your life? That you want to see the results? That you want to work towards? That you want to make sure is around? Because one of the surest things that we can bet on is that we're going to die. And maybe not upon plan. Maybe we don't get everything done that we wanted, but we want to be getting there. And I say that I always say we, but I'm always talking about me. These are my personal thoughts, and these are me getting these things. People in hopes that maybe other people feel that way too. I'm a great motivator. I feel, and so at this point in my life, I'm motivating myself, and I'm doing the things that motivate me. I know where I want to see things. Keep on putting that down. Whenever I officially launch my channel, I have some ideas for things to do, and I want you guys to grow with me and see these things that I have planned because I really want to see where my plan and where it is from the time I want to have it. And I think it's good to have goals. Whereas before, without goals, you know, there, there's talks about goals, discipline, and systems. Now, goals is something you want to try to reach. Uh, Discipline is something you do all the time. And systems is something that you just become this person who just automatically does things. A form of a system to me is that, look, I know Monday through Friday or Monday through Saturday, whatever your work schedule is, you get up at X time, you go to work, you know you got to do it, you get it done. My goal used to be I want to go to the gym 5 days a week. My discipline was I feel like going to the gym, I'm going to go ahead and go to the gym. I changed my goals and my discipline to my system of I have to go to the gym today. I get up at 4:30. I get up and go to the gym because I have to. It became a part of just who I am. And I think that's an important part that we stop going about our feelings. We stop trying to be disciplined and we set up systems because discipline helps our systems go into place. And whether we realize it or not, we see more results out of systems. This world is made up of systems and that's why it works. So, either way, I can ramble on and on and on. I think that's going to be my input for today. But guys, what are you working on? What do you think is your purpose? And I know I've let that as a video title before, but what do you think you can grow on? What do you think you can do? What do you think you need to put a system in place for? What's going to help you be the best person? Where do you see yourself or your family? Or what are you neglecting that could make something better? What are you not doing? Me, I never thought I'd do this. I never thought I'd be in front of a camera. I am, and I'm doing it every day, and I'm getting more comfortable with it. And I hope as you grow with me, you'll see the progress that I'm making from video to video to video. And maybe it's not every video that, is progressing, but systematically, whenever I review my videos, I don't want to change it. I know where things are eventually going to go. I know with anything in anybody, life is inevitable. It should be. And if you're not changing, what are you doing? Gotta grow. Either way, I'm gonna let that be it for today. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comments, leave them in the section below. I'd love to hear it. And have a good day. I'm gonna go through that last part.